Hello everyone, thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. My name is Shireen and I create fashion and lifestyle content. Today I am doing a get ready with me makeup only just because I'm really not going anywhere. I am literally just getting dressed or getting ready to film another YouTube video, and so when I'm just filming a YouTube video, I'm literally, and it's on accessories, I'm not like doing a full I'm not getting ready to like film a lot of like wardrobe and things of that nature, like full wardrobe. So I'm literally dressed from the top up. I just have on some little boxer shorts. I don't even want to like go into a full outfit, but I am gonna show you guys some products that I use for makeup and just how imperfect my process is. To be honest, I'm not a makeup artist. Let me put that disclaimer out there. So I'm sure I do pretty much almost everything probably incorrectly, but this is what works for me. I wanted to chit chat through my journey of having a new YouTube channel, things that I'm exploring, lessons that I'm learning from different content creators that I'm pulling from. Anywho, if you are interested, make sure you stay tuned. And if you enjoy the content, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell and all that good stuff. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's get started. Now, I've already applied my foundation. It is this Nars, and this is pretty much like my summer color. So before I apply my foundation, I normally use this. I normally do my eyebrows and use the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder. Kind of use a mixture of those two colors. So you can see my eyebrows there. I clean it up with this Nars Concealer. I'll list everything in the description box below, but this is what I clean it up with. And then for my primer, I use this Radiant Primer by Nars, and I absolutely love it. It gives you like a nice glow. I'm about to apply my concealer, my Nars Concealer that I just showed you guys. And this one is in the color Medium Deep 2 Caramel. Having a new channel on YouTube over the course of the few months. Like, don't get me wrong, this channel was probably conceived, it was established over a year ago, but I really did not start creating videos regularly and consistently before a few months ago. I am learning a whole lot along the way. This video is not intended to teach anything because, as you can see, I'm a beginner when it comes to this channel. I've been on YouTube before in the past, many years ago, maybe like 13, 14 years ago. I'm not new to producing content because I've been doing it for a living for almost 20 years. I used to work in television production and doing videography and editing and producing. And I've worked for a lot of networks as a freelancer while here in Atlanta, and then got more into the marketing side when I moved to DC for 5 years. I started doing more corporate marketing, and that is currently what I do for a living now. I'm in marketing for a company. So I'm not like new to marketing and producing content, but I am new to doing it with my new channel here on YouTube. I can't say that I found my groove yet or I'm consistent yet when it comes to producing long form video. I'm probably better at the short form videos now just because they're just easy to do, quick to do. I really don't plan for all of them. It's just really random sometimes, and sometimes I'm heavy with the short form content versus the long form. I'm about to apply this Kat Von D contour set. I love it because it's powder based. So I usually mix these two here to do a little highlight. So yeah, like I'm still trying to find my groove when it comes to producing content for YouTube, as well as Instagram. Like my first thought was just focus on YouTube and let Instagram just grow as a byproduct of your YouTube following, of my YouTube following. But then I started to enjoy producing content for Instagram too. And then I just pretty much repurposed that content for all my other platforms, TikTok and Twitter, and here on YouTube. And I know that there are a whole lot of rules when it comes to algorithm and when it comes to making sure that your content is visible and is getting pushed by the platform. But there are certain things that I'm just not able to follow. I just don't have the lifestyle to be able to get into those details. So now I'm going in with this contour, with this dark powder here as my highlighter sets in, as my powder sets in. But there are just certain things that I'm learning that I really wanted to share and get your feedback and your thoughts on as well. YouTube has changed so much. There are certain things that did remain the same, of course. Fashion content will always be relevant on YouTube. Okay, planning ahead and having an editorial calendar. I am still experimenting with this. I do plan ahead when it comes to certain things. Like if I'm ordering some Fashion Nova jeans, I'll write it down, and I do have like I've become extremely type A as I've grown older and matured. And I do have to have a plan for me to feel comfortable and just have a peace about what I'm doing. I do need to have a plan when it comes to most things. But I do try to give myself room to be creative and enjoy what I'm doing, not being so rigid and restrictive. So, you know, I definitely write down and plan for, okay, I'm gonna do this video, just to keep that consistency, to find a cadence and find a flow. I think that's just all a part of me finding my groove on what's working and what's not working for me. Because I do want to do this long term. I do want to make money from this. This is something that I just enjoy doing. I have fun doing it. I'm taking this brush, by the way. This is Sigma. I actually recently purchased the Sigma brush set. This is the F30 large powder brush. I recently purchased this set, and when I tell you, it does not disappoint. I used to hear about this set for years, probably for the past 15 years. Everybody's been talking about Sigma, Sigma, Sigma. Mostly from makeup artists, but I would just use anything random. But I really, really love this set. I feel like I'll have it for a long time too. But yeah, what are your thoughts about the editorial calendar? I agree with having it. I've played with different formats. Like at first I did like a PowerPoint format, so it was more visual. And then I just scrapped that because it was just too hard to keep up. I just do now an Excel spreadsheet by month, the content that I want to produce, when I want to prep it and film it, have dates together. And of course it changes all the time. I feel like I can maximize to the content when I do have a plan for it. However, there are always two sides of how I feel about things and tips. And of course, if you look on content creator tips, that's probably going to be one of the first ones people say. Make sure you have a calendar or write down your content. I remember one of my favorite, and it's still one of my favorite content. She's still one of my favorite content creators, Yolanda Renee, at my Blog Mag, I believe. She's not on YouTube much anymore or on Instagram much. She'll film from time to time, but I've probably been following her for the past 15 years or however, like shortly after she got on YouTube, I've just been a follower. She started off as a natural hair vlogger, and then she kind of explored into other things as well. So as you can see that, you guys, I didn't apply anything to this brush yet. I like to blend what I've already applied with the contour kit first. This Covergirl powder. I've been using this powder for years, regular drugstore powder. Back to Yolanda Renee. So I remember she had a tip, and she basically said, she had like a video with some tips or answering questions that people ask. And she basically says she just films everything. She films whatever she wants. She just films everything. She definitely has, you know, she definitely had a editorial calendar. She had campaigns she had to do, but you could kind of tell her content was so authentic to me. You could kind of tell she just literally just turns on the camera when she's doing something that made sense for content. Her advice, or her sharing her story, has stuck with me throughout the years when it comes to marketing and when it comes to building anything where you're providing content, whether you are selling a product, whether you are trying to build a community such as myself, because I feel like you have to leave room for the authenticity. You see how that's settling nice? You see how nice that is settling in? I told you that the Nars Foundation, it just, I love it so much. It truly melts into your skin, and I love liquid foundation. It's so, I don't know, I just love how it makes your skin look. My face is naturally lighter than my body, so I love this foundation because look how perfect it matches with my neck and my chest area. Love it. But anyway, back to the conversation. So yeah, Yolanda Renee is one of my favorites, and for many years. And then of course I have other people who I watch on a regular basis. I would say politics and fashion. She's one who I really like to watch as well. I feel like her content is just so raw, so authentic. And so I'm thinking, when I think about creating content myself, I think about what draws me to the people who I love to watch. And it's not necessarily the best camera. It's not necessarily the editing quality. Now, don't get me wrong. Yolanda Renee is a cinematographer. She is a videographer. She is a true editor. She is a true artist. She is a true artist. Graphic design. I mean, it is inspiring. And I'll tag her. I'll link her page below in the description box. But watching her stuff was so inspiring for me, as I look at myself as a creative as well. I've always been a creative, but just watching her content was truly inspiring. But then there's other people who I don't gravitate to them for the art behind their content. It's really just the authenticity, the rawness, you know, and that automatically makes you set apart and stand out and really find your people, because no one is made the same. Prepare my lashes, and I am going to be wearing, these are like the wispies. I think these are dual wispies by Kiss. Love wispies, like that's all I would wear. The next thing is a tip that I learned, or that I was reminded from through Aisha the Great. I really love her stuff. She does a lot of thrifting content and DIY, and if you know me, you know I used to be the thrift queen back in the day. I had a vintage boutique, brick and mortar and everything, and used to sell vintage fashion for many years. I used to just thrift. It was therapeutic, and I'm actually planning on thrifting again soon, and I'll definitely take you guys along the ride. But anyway, back to the conversation. What the tip that she gave was, you know, maximize what you're already doing. Create content from what you are already doing. And I must say that definitely was such a great reminder, because that's helped me with my short form videos a lot. I just pretty much look at opportunities to present content and to create content from what I'm already doing in my day-to-day that fit in with the type of content I create, which is fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. So I've been using this for years. It is Maybelline's the Eye Studio eyeliner, and in the color is Blackest Black. So, oh, I'm not even telling you guys what I'm doing. So after I apply that Maybelline Blackest Black, I go over it with a black eyeshadow right here. And this is also Drugstore Makeup by Maybelline, just to seal it in. And then what I do with this powder here, I put it in my, like, underneath as well. My blush, which is from Nars. I love this set. This kit is Exposed. As you can see, I use it a lot. Get a whole being so focused on what everybody else is doing and other content creators. I watch YouTube not just for information, but to be inspired. When I'm watching other vlogs and when I'm watching other fashion videos, I get inspired and it makes me want to film a video. I don't feel the need to repeat what someone else is doing. However, I do think that subconsciously, if you are so focused on what everyone else is doing most of the time, you're gonna end up mirroring what they're doing. So I think you kind of have to be careful on how much you're taking in. Anything that you do too much of isn't good for you. Because I think it's natural to compare yourself to others, especially when you're a new creator. You don't have all this fancy equipment, you know, you're just kind of going with the flow. I think you can be really vulnerable during that time. And so I think you just have to be really careful on how much you take in. And speaking of using what you have when it comes to equipment and things of that nature, I'm a big fan of this because I don't feel like I'm a new content creator. You know, my career started off as a videographer, and don't get me wrong, don't judge me and don't judge my content. Those skills have not stayed with me 20 years later. Like, I definitely have a lot of room for growth when it comes to my videography and editing. I'm probably so simple with my YouTube channel now. You know, if you're an artist, if you love fashion, you will make great content out of whatever you have, whether it is your phone. You know, someone asked me what camera I used the other day, and I don't look at my channel and think, oh, her camera is just great. My camera is probably 15 years old. I upgraded the lens maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, where I'm using a different lens because the original lens was just so loud when it was going in and out of focus. But now I don't plan on getting a new camera anytime soon, not until, you know, I absolutely need one. And I have lighting equipment, things that I don't even use now. Like now I just use natural lighting. Natural light just works best for me. However, I do have a whole studio light kit. I have the ring light and all that good stuff. But for me, I prefer natural lighting. I'm always in front of a big old window. All right, so now that my lashes are on, my makeup is pretty much almost done. I will be setting my makeup with this dewy set. This is a setting spray. I believe this is, oh, this is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I recently picked this up. So I really don't have a strong opinion on if I like it or how much I like it, because I was using regular drugstore NYX. NYX, I think that's the name, NYX or whatever, NYX, for the longest. And this is by Maybelline. I guess Maybelline is like one of my favorite drugstore makeup girls, because this gloss here, it's like a nude. That always happens. So basically using the equipment that I have, not necessarily trying to go out and buy things. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my video. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with your family and friends. And let's keep this conversation going. If you guys want more Get Ready With Me chit chat videos, please let me know. If you guys are interested in any of the products that I'm sharing with you guys, the links will be below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a beautiful and blessed day.